We spend our entire lives chasing fulfillment through things outside of ourselves. A better job, a bigger house, the next major achievement. We look to the material world for a sense of lasting peace. But trying to satisfy that internal craving with external objects is like drinking salt water to quench a thirst. The salt briefly masks the dryness of the throat, but the underlying dehydration only intensifies. To end this cycle, we have to look past what we can touch and buy. We have to bypass the very hardware we use to perceive reality, our biological senses. As long as we rely entirely on our physical eyes and ears, we are essentially walking through life wearing a biological virtual reality headset. It feeds us a convincing simulation, but it hides the actual, infinite nature of the universe. We see an example of what happens when that headset is removed in the life of Paramahansa Yogananda. One morning at his ashram, long before he became a renowned teacher, he was just a young student offering up mundane excuses to his guru for being late. Instead of scolding him, his teacher, Sri Yukteswar, listened quietly, reached out, and gently tapped him on the chest. Instantly, Yogananda's physical body locked up. His breathing stopped, and his muscles froze into a state of total paralysis. To an outside observer, this would look like the onset of death, but internally, his vital life force was retracting away from his five senses, pulling his awareness deep inward. Curious, with the life force no longer feeding the senses, the consciousness loses its anchor to the physical world. This raises a massive question. What remains for the mind to see once that biological filter is gone? For Yogananda, the first shift was visual. His forward-facing perspective shattered, replaced by a perfectly spherical 360-degree awareness. He was suddenly seeing above, below, and behind himself all at the exact same time. His gaze then pushed straight through the ground. He could observe the intricate networks of tree roots, the sap flowing inside them, and the dense infrastructure of the crowded Indian city surrounding the ashram. Within seconds, the dense properties of the environment vanished. The dirt, the wood, and the stone structures dissolved into a glowing city of light. To Yogananda, solid matter revealed itself as a localized illusion, a specific shorthand our biology uses to navigate the physical world. The visual descriptions in Yogananda's account mirror a central observation in modern physics. The closer we look at matter, the less material it actually becomes. This visualization shows how that works at a subatomic level. If you zoom in far enough on any solid object, the physical mass disappears, leaving behind an infinite, vibrating lattice of energy waves. By bypassing his biological filter, Yogananda's mind could interact directly with this fundamental quantum layer of the universe. He experienced this underlying energy as a dynamic, overwhelming state of ever-new joy. He found that the core of this quantum sea refused to stagnate or fade. The building block of reality was an infinite ocean of conscious bliss, with individual human lives appearing as temporary waves moving across its surface. The vision ended as suddenly as it began. Yogananda felt his awareness snap back into the tight confines of his paralyzed physical body, his breath returning in a sharp gasp. We might expect someone who has touched the infinite to immediately retreat from society. It seems logical to spend the rest of one's life in meditation among the isolated Himalayan peaks. Instead, as he opened his eyes, Sri Yukteswar calmly looked at him, handed him a broom, and told him to go sweep the front porch. Having perceived the underlying structure of reality and bathed in that unending joy, returning to trivial chores seems like a bizarre regression. This is the core of Kriya Yoga, the practice of maintaining profound internal bliss while perfectly executing every external worldly duty. Enlightenment is only theory until it is put into practice. Yogananda lived as a mature teacher in the world, proving that spiritual mastery is most valuable when it is applied to daily life. By handing him the broom, the guru was showing him that the glowing quantum reality he just witnessed wasn't limited to deep space. It was vibrating inside the very straw of the broom and the dust on the floor. The next time you find yourself stuck in a tedious commute or sweeping your own kitchen, try to shift your perspective. Beneath the boredom of the routine, you are swimming through an infinite sea of light.